I know people be putting out those my biggest concerns videos about Starfield. Well, just let them be a party pooper, and I'll be the positive one in the room. Nah, I have my concerns with Starfield also, but I thought I would talk in this video about what I see as the greatest opportunities Starfield has going for it. Let's start by talking about the future of Bethesda's games. This is probably the biggest opportunity for Starfield. Elder Scrolls and Fallout already have a massive following and fan bases, but there hasn't been a game released in those series for many years. Fallout 76 was the last game released, with that one being almost 4 years ago, and by the time Starfield is released, it will have been roughly 4.5 years. So I think it is safe to say those franchises could use a new coat of paint and are in a desperate need of a refresh. This is where the updated Creation Engine 2 and flying mechanics come in. We already know that the Creation Engine 2 will be used for the Elder Scrolls 6 game. So this will be a show-off moment for what a new Elder Scrolls game could look like. Elder Scrolls V Skyrim was released back in 2011 and was often referred to as the gold standard for game graphics back in its day. I'm sure many gamers are just looking forward to a new Elder Scrolls with the updated Creation Engine 2. Speaking of Skyrim, there was a feature added on later that allowed you to ride dragons. I wonder if they thought it'd be cool to fly dragons. I'd imagine so, but they were limited to the technology they had at the time. Starfield is allowing Bethesda to develop flying mechanics that I think they have had ambitions to use in previous games. How cool would it be to, instead of riding a dragon, boring, you would be flying a dragon? And what about Fallout? I've been playing quite a bit of Fallout 76 here lately, and I must say I am enjoying the heck out of the game. But I can't help but look at the graphics from the Starfield gameplay reveal with lust in my eyes, and wanting to see a new Fallout with those graphics. Another thing that could be coming to Fallout is Iron Man. Now, if you have ever played the Fallout franchise, you know there is power armor in the game. There's been countless times when I would really like to get on top of that cliffside without having to run all the way around or fast travel to a spot that might be a little bit quicker. Or what about just getting on top of a building quickly? This is where I could definitely see them taking the power armor and the flying mechanic that Bethesda is developing for Starfield and mix it around in a magic pot. Iron Man coming from it. This could be a super cool feature to have in the Fallout franchise. So Starfield's biggest opportunities are going to be the new features and tech that they have been developing to show off what is possible in other games in their portfolio. I would imagine if you are fans of Elder Scrolls or Fallout, you are probably really excited to see what Starfield can do. The next opportunity has more to do with the competition in the space sci-fi exploring genre. And look, I haven't played all the games out there, so don't come at me if you feel like a certain game is amazing. I like the idea of flying around in space in my own spaceship exploring the galaxy. Sometimes though, it gets a little boring. Many of these games, they are just sandboxes to do whatever you want to do. They are typically lacking in an engaging storytelling experience. And sometimes you just want to have something to do, something to guide you, something to make you laugh. Or maybe say, that's messed up, bro. I enjoy playing sandbox games as much as anybody else, but those games typically lack in getting you to have an emotional reaction. This is where Starfield and Bethesda have a great opportunity to have a wide open galaxy to sandbox in, but with their history of rich storytelling, to have something to engage in if you are a little bored of the sandbox. Because hey, you do anything long enough, you will get tired of it. There's a reason I have an on and off again relationship with Elite Dangerous. There isn't much to keep me engaged with the game, but I also don't play with friends. Maybe I need new friends.
Would you please still be my friend?
The storytelling area, I think, will be a big selling point for those that enjoy space sandbox style games. But another area is the non-scripted area. Look, we know the planets are procedurally generated as with any other game in this genre, if they even have planets at all. But if Bethesda can make the planets that are outside of the main story area feel unique enough to make you want to go to the next planet, then Starfield could be something truly special. It doesn't have to be crazy on every planet, but cool scenic mountain ranges, maybe a deep canyon. I would really like to see an underwater cave somewhere in the game. Sure, some planets will have crazy beasts to fight, but I'm sure not all planets will have life or even resources to obtain. Starfield can really make exploring interesting by having an answer to the question of
what's out there,
instead of what's out there becoming a meme. This is kind of where playing with your friends while you explore an area can make it fun. Now, one of the coolest aspects to having a game the size of Starfield is going to be Bethesda has plenty of room to add things in the future with expansions, DLC, and seasonal content. I'm not going to speculate on all the details of what the story will hold or the story of Starfield down the line, but having over 1,000 planets to have different types of events and new content is promising. Howard has already said that they will be supporting the game well after release. Over the past couple of years, I've been playing a lot of Destiny 2, and I must say, Bungie has done a good job of getting the rhythm of the seasonal story out to the player. They trickle a little bit of the seasonal story every week, with the story being concluded halfway through the season. It's not too time consuming to do to where you don't have time to do other things in the game. And this keeps players' engagement high, and the player is incentivized to come back every week. This wasn't always the case though. Bungie used to drop the whole seasonal story on day one. Many people were knocking out the seasonal story in a few hours, and then you wouldn't hear from them until the next season. And each season is normally 3 months. That leads to a lot of downtime from player engagement. The other issue Destiny 2 has, it's not really a sandbox. There is just so many times you can replay the same content before it isn't fresh anymore. It doesn't matter what new mechanics or features they add to the game. With all that being said, Starfield has a vast universe where they can add on different things later. Maybe some things are DLC, maybe others are seasonal content, but if they strike the right balance to keep players engaged and visiting different areas and locations in the game, then Starfield can live on for a long time. I know Bethesda has seasonal content in Fallout 76, but it just doesn't feel great. I don't know, maybe I just caught it on a bad season. Regardless, they have a great opportunity in Starfield to keep players engaged with DLCs, seasonal stories, and a whole universe to explore during the in-between periods. Another area I think is a great opportunity for Bethesda with Starfield is the balance of single player, co-op, and multiplayer. But I'm not going to talk about that in this video, as I am already working on a separate video to break that down. So until we can explore it, all we can ask is,
what's out there.